Hey everybody, welcome to the Late Late Horror Show. What is going on? We are live. Let me just make sure this is the first time I've done kind of a stream like this before. So let me make sure that everything is good. Let me make sure the stream is going to the right place.
Welcome to the Late Late Horror Show.
Oh, I'm hearing somebody's got the volume on. Hey everybody, welcome to the Late Late Horror Show. What is going on? Oh, that's me. We are live. Everybody, hey, little flub there at the beginning. Okay, that was my fault. I had the volume still going on there. Welcome to Late Late Horror Show. I am Dino, and I got a couple people here with me. We'll talk about that in a minute. We got Miss Martian, Monster Fan, and Amy is there too. And whoever wants to jump on, join in, can. I mean, we can have up to 10 people here at a time and rotate whatever. Jump on in. The link is there. If I have to put it on there again, I will. Oh, Vicky Alcorn, let me get her in here real quick. Add to the stream. Vicky, how are you doing?
Okay, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks for joining the party here.
Well, I didn't want to do the everybody
video
can see. Yeah, sorry.
Don't worry about it. No, Vicky, you've been somebody who's been a big part of it too. Did somebody go again? No, everybody's there.
Somebody
Okay. Yeah, we have Vicky Alcorn. We got Miss Martian. We have Amy, Callahan, and Monster Fan. But let me start the show off and say we have hit 20K subscribers. We are at 163, something like that. So, and rising. Hey, Monster Fan's in the chat too. There he is. Amy,
There's
she's
Amy.
back. So I'm going to thank them in a second. We'll get going in a second here. Everybody in the chat, RTN, Beth S is there. Too many people, Devane. Edward is out there. Kathy Evans. You guys all know who you are. I'm going to talk till I pass out here probably. I'm talking too quick. Yeah, you ever get the pins and needles in your nose when you're talking too fast? That's what is going on here. Anyways, yeah, I'm a jokester. But you know what? Hey, I have created kind of a community here that I am so happy with and so blessed to have you guys, the family members of the Late Late Horror Show, which is very odd because it is the Late Late Horror Show, and I'm trying my hardest to get comedy stuff in there, westerns in there, and please everybody, because there's so many different genres of old-time radio shows. But I'm trying my best. But the 20K, me and Ted, for the first 5 years, I won't make this too long, Amy and you guys, Monster Fan and all that, because I do want to get a few things out, and then I'll talk to each individually there. But me and Ted did this for 5 years, and we made 6,000 subscribers. There was a lot of lessons learned during those 5 years. There were things I did wrong and stuff like that. But come this Halloween, Ted got sick with COVID, and I was wondering what the heck I should do. And because of my anxiety, I listen to old-time radio shows all night long myself. So I said, why don't I just put this on, and I could put it on anytime I want and listen to it. So I did that, and we got the Chronicles of Chadwick is there. Tasha, Susan B, Reviews from Beyond. Thank you, Reviews from the Beyond for the $2 super chat. Appreciate that. Pop Culture Avenger. I like that. Hit everybody in the chat who comes in. But Lynn, what's going on? Nice to see you here.
JLR.
Yes, JLR. But I started that because that's what, helps me. Really does help me. Who did we miss? Vicky just dropped. Ed Stewart. Let me get him in here. Oh, geez. Add to stream. Ed Stewart. Hey, bud.
Hey,
Hi, Dino. Hi, everybody.
Nice.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Oh, my goodness. I can't believe I finally survived technology somehow.
Right? You hit a couple buttons, and there you are, man.
Wow,
I got to remember to look.
update. Oh, this is great to be on with you guys. I love it. This is awesome.
Oh, it's become a little family, hasn't it, Ed?
Oh, it sure has. Since I subscribed when it was like a little over 5,500 of us at that time. And and just how quickly this has grown. It's amazing.
Right.
It really is.
Yeah, it's amazing. 2 more minutes. Let me finish up my thoughts, and then we'll get to talking to you guys a little bit here. But yeah, I started this because of my anxiety listening to it. I have to say that's why I started it. It's gone every night, 12 hours each night ever since. And the growth has been spectacular. I love each and every one of you guys. Like I said, nice family I've gotten here, and a lot of nice support from a lot of great people like you guys. But I got and I was telling Monster Fan this when he first jumped on. There was a message I got the other day, and this is what kind of keeps me going here with doing this kind of stuff, because it's not easy. Thumbnails, streaming every night, making sure it's gone down a couple times, but I'm doing my best, and it's working good so far.
Not easy.
But I got a message.
So often. You go so often. So impressive.
Well, every night, Miss Martian. But I got a message the other day which really hit me in the heart. There was a nurse from one of the, a nursing facility, a hospice care. And she sent me a message and said, I found you the other day, and I've been playing. What's that? You saw that?
Yeah.
Okay, Amy. So you did see that, yeah, and that hit
I
me
saw
hard.
that too.
Okay. The lady she's works in hospice, and the people in hospice look forward to this every single night, listening to these, like the elderly, the people who are, in hospice care. And that just hit me in the heart, and I'm like going, man, just knowing that these streams are helping people out like that, and heck, people like us, right? Insomniacs, people with anxiety, people who need to listen to something as they go to sleep. I was telling Monster Fan, this is what I've done since I was a teenager. So to have other people, kind of like that, we've built this big family here. Freddie Miranda's in the chat. Hello, bud. Sandra Peterson, what is going on? Thank you. Lots of nice messages here in the chat. But let me get to you guys because I blabber on much too long, and sometimes I don't even make sense. Sometimes that's just how I am. But
No.
To kind of follow up with you, Dino, real quick, especially like you said with the guy that's, he was been bedridden for over a month now, and he really that just really made him feel good and stuff just by going back and listening to all this stuff, and like a cure to him,
Yeah, like I said, I get messages like that almost every day. That and memories. Like a lot of people will say, this reminds me of my grandparents, or this this is a lifesaver for me, so it's really helping out a lot of people. Vicky is back. Let me add her again.
Yeah, anxiety, that was a big one. The anxiety too, I see from a lot of people. I've had it my whole life, and it's definitely helped me for sure.
Yeah, but we have Vicky. Oh, the dog's barking. Oh boy. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Amy's muted.
In my backyard.
I know. I like my dogs. I know. I heard it.
The dog.
Sorry, guys.
No, that's all right. But
It's funny.
But yeah,
anxiety and stuff. I'm sorry. Anxiety and stuff is one of the things that brought me here. I got really sick around Christmas, and I've actually been listening to you guys, like your shows, but not live, for a while, and then I got really, really ill, and I couldn't sleep at night, and that's when I started coming live and hanging out with y'all. It helped so much. Because my insomnia has been really bad, and it's so heartwarming to have people to spend the night with, and also just I love the old shows.
Yeah, and that's Miss Martian talking, and I do thank you for being a big part of the chat every night. I do love the mask too, Miss Martian. It's different.
Yeah, there's a lot of smart people on this channel, I've noticed, and a lot of knowledge. It really
very knowledgeable people. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I liked about it, is it's continued.
Mm-hmm. Yep, a lot of knowledgeable people. Tasha, okay, I said you already. Darth, What is going on, bud? George Orwell, James Jackson. Turned on many of my friends to this, and they are now hooked, especially during this period of quarantine. Thank you from New York City. You are
Doesn't take
welcome.
much.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Doesn't
no,
take much.
the world's changed, so it is what it is. But yeah, when did Ed? Were you there from when I first started? You weren't here before the old time stuff, right?
I started right October, Dino, probably around when you were doing the Vampire Bat review. That's when I started, and that's when I got hooked. Like I said, it didn't take much.
It was right before that then, or maybe right at that same time. So yeah. The Vampire Bat, a great movie, right? I mean, come on.
Boy, that reeled me in like a fish on a hook. Didn't take much.
Hey, I love the old stuff, man. Black and white, you bring it on, man.
Yeah.
That's some of my favorite stuff. So
I work with people who, many of whom have never even seen a black and white movie of any genre.
wow.
I just shake my head. That's all I can do. They're not interested. They're not interested in learning. And if you say silent film, oh my God, the reaction you get.
Well,
they don't know what they're missing out on. They don't know what they're missing out on. Black and white.
No,
film,
they don't. They don't.
Some of the cinematography, the acting, the level of they have no idea.
Until they actually sit down and watch a really good one, they don't know what they're missing. That's kind of the thing that I kind of feel. My kids watch it, so I mean, I turned them on to Universal Horror Monsters a long time ago when they were 8, somewhere around there, and they love it now. I mean, the old stuff is great for them. So, Amy, what's going on?
Hey, Dino. Not much. Just trying to keep all the animals contained.
Yeah, the love for the animals with Amy there. Amy Callahan from YouTube chat as always. Such a big part of the such a big part of the channel, as is always everybody. But man, I can't say how much I appreciate everybody. Thank you, Amy, for being there every night and just being part of what's going on here.
No, absolutely. And if Rick's out there, hi, Rick.
Yeah, hi, Rick.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure can. Thank you, Steve Wolford, for hitting the level 2 support on the channel. Believe it or not, all that stuff matters and makes a difference and helps. So I do appreciate it. Joining the channel, the Patreon. I do want to start having movie nights and stuff where we can hang out, but we need more people kind of to get into the Patreon kind of. It's hard to get a hold of everybody. You know what I mean? Right, Amy?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
And I'm trying to work my way up because I want to be able to pick one of the movies. I'm still thinking about what movie do I want to pick? What genre how am I going to go with this? But
yeah, because Patreon and the channel kind of membership thing kind of same way. You reach tiers, you can ask certain things. Although, Amy, you can throw a movie out there for me now, and maybe me and Ted will get to it anyways. But I do appreciate that. That's for sure. But what brought you, Amy, to the channel? Was it the old time radio shows, or was it?
Yeah, it was.
Is that exactly what it was?
It was, and then I don't even know what made me start talking to you guys. But it just became like part of my every night. And then I don't know, it's almost like you develop these friendships where you start looking, like if I don't see JLR, it's like, okay, what's going on? Or
right.
Who is it, Nissa?
Nissa, she hasn't been there for a little bit, but yeah.
But she does the Facebook paranormal too, so.
Yeah, okay.
I get to kind of see her there, but now you just develop relationships, kind of like the whole Rick and I's South Park thing that we do every time we see each other. I don't know. It's just, you develop where you kind of miss those friends when you don't get to see them. So you look forward to that every night, that before bed that you'll feel good. And then you just kind of fall asleep with your friends. So you just can't beat it.
Oh no, it's awesome.
The shows are all great.
Oh, I try putting together the best playlists I can every night of the shows I'm doing so that the sound is the best, and because there's an awful lot, unfortunately, of bad shows that you can't hear and I'm like,
really bad record scratches and so forth. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a
But
lot
you
on
do a good job
YouTube
of
like that.
picking up good ones.
yeah, it's not easy sometimes when you get like 0 Hour. It's a great show, Rod Serling. It's a great show, but almost all of the episodes start off with kind of a beep because somebody recorded them that way, and then throughout it gets low and high and low and high. So it's
So,
just not the best recording. Go ahead.
can I ask the diorama that I see in your background? Are those? I mean, is that really your toy collection? Is that actually sitting in front of you, or is that like? Did you?
Oh
Is that green
no,
screen
Miss
technology and
Martian.
stuff?
No, that's all. These are all my toys. You can see here.
Is that really your wall? Is that really your wall too?
Oh yeah, these are all my
Oh
posters
man, I
and
love the stuff. You've got a stuff poster. I've got a stuff
I got
badge in
That
stuff,
front of
stuff's
me.
glowing
slugs.
too, Dino.
What's that?
And I remember your earlier stuff that you did too. Your table was a lot smaller back then. Now it's
Oh,
growing pretty wide around you.
yeah, it's gotten better.
So I love
Wyatt.
the stuff poster. That is amazing.
Yeah, thank you, man. Wyatt is I in the YouTube chat. Hello, my friend. It's been a long time since I've seen you. Since trivia night. So there you go. Nice to have you here. Appreciate all the support, you guys. But yeah, no, this is all my stuff, Miss Martian. Like I was telling Monster Fan a little bit earlier, I can't fit most of my stuff in screen. I just can't fit it in. It's some of it's boxed up, some of it's over there. The camera only has a so big of an angle. Dave Plouffe, are you out there? I sent you the link. So if you're out there, come on in.
Yeah, Dave was one of the original guys I remember. It was on all the time when I started. Dave was on there a lot.
Dave Plouffe is from, like Amy just mentioned, I have a Paranormal Into the Night Facebook group because years ago when I started this whole YouTube thing, I started a paranormal talk show. So I would interview people in the field, in the UFO field, paranormal research, stuff like that. So that's where that started. And so yeah, kind of have a paranormal group too. And Amy kind of went over there and joined and kind of loving that kind of group and the stuff that's in there too. So yeah, I'm all over the place. But
That's great.
yeah,
Okay,
but,
Dino, I'm going to get out so somebody else can get in there. I appreciate you guys having me on tonight. I really appreciate it.
no
And
problem,
everybody-
Ed. I
Everybody
appreciate.
take care.
Yeah, let me thank you real quick again. I mean, I appreciate everything you do in
Okay.
the chat, hanging out in the chat and all that. It's fantastic. So thank you for being there, bud.
Oh, sure. Thank you very much. Now, and everybody have a good one. I'll be watching. Thank you.
Okay.
See ya.
See you
Bye.
later.
Take care. Great to see
Okay,
you.
bye-bye. You too. Bye, everybody.
Bye. I think I'm gonna head on out too.
Vicky?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no problem.
I mean, I'm gonna be watching. I'm just gonna,
Yeah, let me
chill.
put the link back in the chat here. Here's the link, you guys, if you want to come on and join and talk a little bit. So there's the link. Okay, yeah, Vicky, thank you too. Thank you very much for
Okay.
being a part of this, and you're part of the family, man, the Late Late Horror Show family. So I'll see you in the stream, I'm sure.
I like that, Miss Martian.
Isn't it? Much love.
Doing a horse. Okay, thank you. Bye.
Okay, bye, Vicky.
Bye.
Yeah, tonight I have CBS Mystery Theater, so we'll be doing some of those. With the old commercials in there too, which are cool. And those ones are-
That's how I got started on OTR. I was a teenager living in Connecticut back in the mid 70s,
Mhm.
and WPOP out of Hartford, 10:07 p.m. every night, unless there was a hockey game, which used to tick me off.
Ah.
They would broadcast the first run of CBS Radio Mystery Theater, and I was a regular listener.
Yeah, that's
Is
what
Is
everybody
that E.G.
says.
Marshall or is that Hyman Brown or what era was
E.G.
that?
Marshall.
Love E.G. Marshall. That's
Uh,
so good.
And Yeah, that seems to be the one that's caught everybody, probably because it was during the 70s that they aired a lot of those.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes. Yeah.
But boy,
It
certainly,
brought radio to a whole new generation who had
yes.
never grown up with it. So, yeah.
And most certainly a fantastic show. But there are a lot of other great shows too. But because that's the one that turned everybody on to old time radio during that period, that's the one that kind of everybody connects with. So, yeah. But boy, I'm trying to think of my favorite show. Yeah, let me hit all of you guys with some of your favorite Monster Fan. What's some of your favorite shows out there?
Well, my favorite absolute pinnacle would be Escape. I just think that show had so many unusual stories from a variety of genres with some of the finest voice acting. Every episode is just wonderful.
Right. Escape is a good one. Yeah.
So Escape is good. For comedy, I don't think anybody beats Jack Benny.
Right.
And
Yeah.
though I also like Fibber McGee and Molly, The Great Gildersleeve, and a fairly short run show that not a lot of people know about, but I highly recommend, The Magnificent Montague.
Okay,
Yeah, you should do that some comedy night. It's a really good. Most of the first 26 episodes are available. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, my favorites are Abbott and Costello, Jack Benny. Jack Benny, there's so many shows, and I could listen to Jack Benny every single night. I can. I mean, it's just fantastic. But, yeah. So Amy, how about you? What are some of your favorite old-time radio shows?
I'm a huge Shadow. It's the Shadow episodes. I'm sure you can tell I've got so many views on those Shadow every single day. I listen to those episodes, and I like the earlier stuff better, but like now I'm into the whole Shadow book and the Orson Welles documentary. Like I always take one simple little thing and then have to analyze it and tear it into pieces until there's nothing left and it's out of my system. So right now it's a heavy duty. The past couple months have been heavy duty Shadow constantly. It's ridiculous every single night. But then, so I'll listen to the show and then I go to the Shadow. Like if I lay down for a nap in the afternoon, it's always with the Shadow. It's absolutely crazy.
Nice.
Have you read any of the Walter Gibson novels?
No, I'm trying to remember who the author is that I'm reading right now. I just started this book, but it's one of the ones like from Amazon that's tells the whole life story, but it's not necessarily in chronological order. So I thought it was neat that the whole thing came about when a man died, and he was the person who created the radio character, and there was a different person that created the book character. So like, it's kind of like going through all those things. But anyway, yeah.
And the movie.
I don't know what I would do without the show.
What was the movie with Alec Baldwin? Is he the one that did The Shadow?
Yeah.
Yes, it was Alec Baldwin.
Who was it? I think it was Darth that just said something that he liked that movie up until the end. That it kind of got too extreme, but I liked it just because I'm really into it right now.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You love The Shadow no matter what. That's all there is to it.
And I tried The Whistler, but I can't switch off The Shadow. So.
Oh, here's Darth. let's get Darth in here too.
Oh, that's
Darth.
Hello, everyone.
Woohoo!
Hello,
what's up, bud?
How's it going?
Good.
Hey, Darth.
Got the family members in here.
Hello, Amy. Hello, Monster Fan.
how you doing, buddy?
Gojira.
Doing good.
So, Amy, really quick again. Any other ones? You said you're not really into The Whistler.
No, I've tried it a few times, but it's just kind of seems like a copy of The Shadow so far. So I think I just have to get The Shadow out of my system before I can get into something else.
Yep.
Oh, so you're pissed. You're like, no
I'm in here.
copycats.
Hey, what's going on?
Not much, Darth. Hey, let me thank you, man. I appreciate everything you do in the chat too, man. Really do.
Oh, no worries. I appreciate everything that you play for us.
Yeah, I try. I try to get the best episodes. Every now and then there'll be a flub, or I'll miss a couple shows where, like, the volume went down on an episode, and people are like, "What happened to the audio?" Well, and I'm like going, "Oh, how did I miss that one?" But most of the time I'm right on, and I pick the shows, put them in a playlist so that they're good for the evening. So, and so far they've all been new. I've never replayed anything. They're all new episodes. There's plenty out there, so.
Yeah. Well. Oh yeah.
I mean, I've got over 200,000 shows that I've collected over the years, so it's quite a bit. Confused reviews. Holy Fox, congrats, Dino. Confused reviews. Another great YouTube channel, movie review channel. Very talented, can I say kid? Very talented guy. He's an adult now, so. But I've known him since I started the channel when he was a youngin'. So thank you, Confused Reviews. Appreciate it. Amy, Zoom. What? Tasha says Amy, Zoom. Johnny Dollar. This is Pop Culture Adventure. Bob Bailey's Johnny Dollar is the best. Everybody's just chiming in. Philip Marlowe, Richard Diamond. I love any of the old, like, detective series. I mean, there's not many I don't like. I know Amy was bringing up. There's
Sherlock
a lot of
Holmes.
Yeah. A lot of male chauvinistic attitudes during those days. It was a different time.
Stop. No.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I know. They kind of set us up. But it was more just, I can't stand the dramatic women. It's like what you and Ted were talking about with the Trilogy of Terror, and the doll. That was infuriating that she couldn't have been more aggressive towards that doll. So, yeah, the screaming woman thing, that kind of bothers me. But it all works out. It's always good for the story.
Yeah, but Amy, I'll tell you what. I've watched enough 80s cheesy horror movies to tell you that, hey, isn't it Devin Graham? Dino, congrats. Thank you very much, Drew. I appreciate it. Stopping by. But, Amy, 80s cheesy movies, there's a lot of men, too. But I get what you're saying. That you sit there and you watch, like, a cheesy movie like Chud or any of these movies back there. You wonder,
Chud.
Oh, I love it. But you look at it and you go, how the heck are they just sitting there and screaming? I would pick something up, hit the damn monster or the killer slasher, whatever, with something, or I would run the hell out of there. But most of them freeze, scream, and don't fight back. So, but radio's different, so I understand that. And it was a different day and age, and 100% there is a lot of male chauvinism during the 40s, 50s, and earlier too. So I get it.
But it carries over. I mean, what was it? Scream 1 or Scream 2, where Nev Campbell's character is on the computer trying to get a hold of 911 because her phone lines have been cut, and it's like, you're not grabbing a pen to stab his arm as he's reaching through the door. You're calling that, like, that whole, that's just in general, that weak female character bothers me. Though I did love Penelope Pitstop growing up. I was a huge Penelope Pitstop fan.
Oh,
help,
big.
the
Yeah,
cartoon,
Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah, no,
I get it. I mean, we're living in a day and age where, it's women empowerment and stuff like that. And I love it. I mean, go for it. It's Women in Horror Month right now, February. So,
that's I feel like one of the great things about The Shadow is it's got Agnes Moore, it's got Margot Lane, and she is not your typical scream and run away. At least for a lot of those, especially the early episodes, she's like almost and not he's the master of everything, but she's an empowered woman for the most part for that time period at least. She's a strong woman character, I feel like. That's one of the things I liked about The Shadow growing up.
Yeah, there's a few women in those old-time radio shows that'll talk back to the detective, like whether it be Boston Blackie or another one. Some of them speak up, but the majority of them are, like Amy said. So, but
I'm just a big Agnes Moorehead fan, anyway. So, oh my God.
Oh, and RTN Productions, he says Dark Fantasy, of course. There's also Nightfall, which I discovered through my collection and played one night, and that's a fantastic horror show. So, you know.
Now, do you listen to any like modern radio plays like McLeavey or the BBC James Bond stuff they do every year, or the Charles Paris mysteries, or any of that?
You know what? I don't. I've just been turned on to some of those lately. I know there's a lot of good shows out there, but there's so much of the old time stuff that I'm still catching up on that. So I do have to give those a shot and listen to some of those. So, but not really, Miss Martian. Ben Grimm.
Some of those are really great. Bill Nighy in Charles Paris is really fun and funny, and the Brian Cox and Siobhan Redmond McLeavey series, which had 12 seasons, ran for 12 years on the BBC, is just phenomenal. Highly recommended, especially if you like detective stuff.
Okay, yeah, no, BBC is great for radio drama even today. So, yeah, that's fantastic. I have a couple friends who are from the paranormal group, Amy. I interviewed Simon Entwistle, and he does radio dramas and tells ghost stories over in the UK on BBC Radio 4 or something like that. So, and he's part of the group, so he enjoys a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
What's that, Amy?
Lay down. Oh, no, I was just telling the dog to lay down, actually.
Okay. John Kun 77. For those of you Richard Diamond fans, you should check out Murder My Sweet, Dick Powell's Marlowe. I just put that up on the channel, Murder My Sweet.
That's a great movie. I've watched it a dozen times.
Yeah.
That's the one that Rick was watching, right? Yesterday that you said when I was asking when I wondered where he was, and you said he was watching
Murder My Sweet during dinner. Mm-hmm. I try to put up one of the old film noir, old time radio shows from the era earlier in the day, so that because I got a few of the friends in the group like Ed and Rick, who constantly tell me, "Yeah, we'll put a message in. I'm listening to this. Not watching. I'm listening to this. It's YouTube, so I'm saying watch. I'm listening to this while I'm cooking dinner right now. So thank you for this, Dino. So that's another thing. I love all the comments that you guys have been putting on the videos and stuff, and letting me know what's going on throughout the day. Awesome.
And I gotta agree, Monster Fan. Murder My Sweet and all the Philip Marlowe movies and the Mike Cameron movies. I love that stuff. But Murder My Sweet is just. It's so good every time.
And Darth Kojera had to get out. He was lagging. No biggie. I didn't even know how long this would go tonight. So it's just. So Amy, it's Shadow. Any good horror? Do you like a lot of the old time radio show, or are you just in it for the Shadow?
I'm in it because of you, because you're, I don't know, the leader of the family. You kind of invite everybody in, and I don't know. It's just, I'm in it because of all you guys, actually. So it started off being about the channel, and then it just became about everybody else, I guess, where you look forward to talking to certain people or seeing them on and finding out how they're doing, like Ed's wife, or his phone.
Or Ed's phone.
Had such a terrible time with that phone. So
well, he was switching over technology. His old phone was taking a crapper, so he needed a new phone, and he was having issues. So yeah.
But so yeah, that's what did it. Is that the shows drew you in, and then the people kind of made you stay and come back because you want to talk to them about what idea you had, or what you just heard, or what you read, or what you and Ted talked about in a movie review. It just becomes like a family, like a reunion, actually.
That's awesome. And see, yeah, that it's stuff like that really makes me feel so good. Like I said, those are rough few years there. I mean, me and Ted always Tuesday nights always did a movie review, did a commentary, something. But to have everybody now here, like this family group, is just fantastic. And it is nice that people actually come and you guys actually come over to the movie review that we do every Tuesday night live too, and kind of chime in. So that's been making that fun for us too. So I appreciate it.
And I gotta agree. I mean, we could probably all listen to these, or whatever, at any point in time. A lot of it's public domain and stuff, but really, it's all about the people here. It's all about the people that I see scrolling. Like the chat is just scrolling like mad tonight. All these
Mm-hmm.
people are wonderful. You're wonderful, and it's such a welcoming atmosphere, and that's why we all keep coming back.
Yeah, it really adds a sense of community, which for my whole life has been a pretty private endeavor. So,
Yeah, no, hey, Monster fan, yeah, I appreciate
I really
it,
enjoy that. No one in my family would care about, any of this stuff. So,
yeah.
although my brother's in the chat now, so
Okay. Um, we got Gory Bits is here too. I know. How is everybody doing tonight? Congrats on hitting 20K. Thank you very much. Man, I mean, I'm just blown away, to tell you the truth. We hit 50. I mean, that's going to be a milestone. I think you get your plaque or whatever when you hit 100,000. I know I'm getting out of hand now, but hopefully we reach that point because I'm not slowing down. I'm not stopping. This is going to be a nightly thing. So, yeah. But you guys do enjoy the movie reviews we do on Tuesday nights too, huh? Monster fan, Amy.
yeah. Oh yes, yeah, definitely. I don't always get to watch them live, but I always pick them up at some point.
Okay. I love Amy looking down.
No,
right
I love them. I love the movie reviews because I have love researching what it is that you're going to review just so I can argue with you guys about it. So, and it's good for me too because it's probably things I would have never experienced before. So, I mean, how else would you know that the women in them were being too dramatic and should fight back if I wasn't there to tell you?
Yeah, for you to get angry at what's going on in the movie.
Exactly.
How dare they?
This one coming up looks really good. I have not seen. It's rare anyone picks a movie that I haven't seen before. Like I've seen Trilogy of Terror a billion times, but I've never seen Don't Be Afraid of the Dark, 1973, and I'm looking forward to watching this and talking with you about it. I scanned through it the other night, and oh my gosh,
I believe that was a TV movie, and it's pretty.
Yep.
For a long time, it was pretty hard to find. So I'm not surprised you haven't seen it. It took me a long time to track it down. Yeah,
I think it's still hard to find a little bit.
yeah.
Ted has given me a copy to watch. But yeah, Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. I think ever since Dave Plouffe brought on Kolchak, and he's been asking me for years. Yeah, Kolchak, right, Amy?
I was not as big of a Kolchak fan as you guys were. I mean, it was okay. I mean, I just wasn't as big of a fan. I wasn't getting into it as much as I was the Shadow stuff. I wasn't checking out those series or anything.
Yeah, no,
but I still love that you guys did the review.
Well, thank you. Yeah. See, I wasn't as... See, I enjoyed the movie, and because Dave and a lot of people talked about it for so many years, when I finally watched it, I said, okay, this is good. I'm not going to put it down or anything, because so many people loved it. And I mean, oh my God, we reached 60 views live during that show. I'm going, oh my God, people really like the Kolchak movie and series. And I'm going, okay, it's a thing. But I get you, Amy, because I'm similar. But
I think that's what made me decide that I wanted to raise my tier because I wanted to pick the movie just because when I saw Kolchak, I thought, really, that was your choice as Kolchak? So that's when I started making my lists of what other movies, and it had to have
Well, I'll tell you, I can't
criteria that my movie has to fall into so that it's good enough for the show.
Can't wait to hear what movie you're going to pick out. That's for sure.
Me too. Me too. I'm excited to figure out what it is.
Because Tuesday, since they got us on a made-for-TV kick here with Don't Be Afraid of the Dark, I remember seeing that as a child. So it's been, my God, it's been a long, long time. since I've seen that movie. But I remember the little creatures that came out. So that's what's got me hooked and wanting to watch this. I'm going to watch it fresh. And if it's good, it's good. If it's not, it's not. I'm going to.
It's those the special effects on those creatures is really well done. Even for today, it's surprisingly good.
Good. Well, yeah, I'll look forward to it then. Because it's been a long time, Monster Fan. I'm excited to see it because of the memory of those creatures, but I also don't want to be disappointed after I'm done. But if I am, I am. We'll see.
As usual, I think it's better than the remake.
There you go. Fantastic. You got me hooked already. Okay, that's good. But I think that way on most movies. I don't.
Yeah, well, me too.
I don't dig
Who was
too
in
many
the
of these
remake of that?
What's her name? The girl that was married to Tom Cruise.
Katie Holmes.
Katie Holmes. Yeah.
Yeah.
How many years ago did they do the remake?
Maybe about 10, 8 to 10
years
years.
ago?
Oh my, was it that long ago?
I don't know. I'm guessing.
You're probably right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Kim Darby is the female lead in the original.
Okay. Huh.
What else was she in?
Kim Darby?
Was she
True
in
Grit.
Western?
True Grit. One of the great films.
Yeah, okay, good.
One of the great Western
Totally
films.
crazy.
True Grit.
Yeah. I
There
just
you
watched
go.
the newer version today. It was on
And
TV
Edward's-
or on YouTube or something. Right?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna let you go because I have Mary Joe's MST3K stream that I'm gonna get to, and I gotta still do some programming for the Lodge, the Black Lodge tomorrow night. I'm gonna do
Okay.
all Terror Doll movies this week. It's gonna be Small Soldiers and Stuart Gordon's The Dolls, and even like the Stephen King X-Files written episode with dolls and Twilight Zone and everything with Terror Dolls, Puppet Master, and everything but Chucky. Chucky not included.
There you go. Okay, man. Well, Miss Martian, thank you so much, and I'm sure I'll see you in the chat. You're always there, so I appreciate it.
Loving us. We love you. We love what you do, and
Thank you, man.
love everyone here. Who's people who aren't on screen, RTN, Freddie, just everybody. Love all y'all. Y'all are wonderful people. Thank you for accepting me as part of this community, and I look forward to it every night.
Thank you, Miss Martian. You take care.
All right, ciao, y'all.
Okay,
Bye, Miss
later.
Martian.
That adds a whole new perspective, Miss Martian, on you. Love the character. Love you. That's great. Appreciate it. What was I going to say here? Pop Culture Avenger, quite the impressive figure collection you have there. Is that the Mystery Machine from Scooby-Doo? Oh, yes, it is at the very end. Yep. Of course I got to put Scooby-Doo in there. But, yeah, plenty, like I said, most of my toys aren't out. I'm going to have to switch them up, I think, is what I'm going to have to do. But, yeah, who else had something to say here? Chime in anytime you guys want. Queen, I don't know what that is. Queen Boudic Radiant. I don't know. I can't read. I remember her. Thank you, Amy. And okay, well, evidently you answered something there for her. But yeah, no, this has been going really good. How you doing? All right, Amy? Can't hear you. You're muted.
Yeah, you're muted.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was looking actually for a shark for Jaws, but that's really not the Universal monster.
Yeah, there's no Jaws in here. Although I do have the game where you, it takes up too much room. I'm trying to fit what I can. The old game where you could
You
take
need a
the
bigger
big.
studio.
I put the camera back as far as I can. If I keep going back, I'm going to get smaller and smaller and smaller. So, I mean, I guess I could do that. Just make it all toys and my little head way in the back of the, the reviews.
You could be like the eye in the old room.
Yes.
Just have your eye there.
Which is funny because I took it down last night and you noticed it, but
I know, and people noticed it. Didn't you see in the later, like, where's the eye?
Yeah.
Love the eye. I
well,
did see
yeah.
that it bothered one of the commenters that it was distracting or something
Yeah.
like that.
I mean, you can't please
Really.
everybody. I try, even changing up the room a little bit, which is kind of cool for different episodes or shows that we're doing. But yeah, so a couple people said it's so distracting. I'm looking at that fireplace, and there's a little eye looking at me, and I can't get that out of my head now. And I'm like going, oh no, I didn't mean for that, but I don't know.
Well, that's just wow.
Right?
Yeah.
No, the eye will be back. I have to put that eye up there, especially for the horror shows. It's got to be there. Queen, I saw for the first time the phone call where you called into Art Bell. Dino, have you ever looked at the comments below? Haha. I haven't, Queen. Art Bell, let me just throw out my story for Art Bell there with that link I put up. If you search Art Bell Vampire, and there's the big vampire looking face on YouTube. It's when he was doing the Midnight in the Desert show. I talked to Art Bell the night before. Art Bell, rest in peace. But I talked to Art Bell the night before because I was doing the paranormal show, and somehow because he became smaller and was doing the Midnight in the Desert show, I was able to get a hold of him on Facebook, and we kept talking back and forth. And so the next day, I won't get into the details, but he did the Losing My Mind line. Where call in if you're losing your mind, So I did. And I called in, and I was like the Area 51 caller. If you know Art Bell and his classic shows, it's a paranormal kind of show that he did overnights all the time. Well, I called in, and I got bit by a bat, and my voice was frantic, and I was basically turning into a vampire and going on and on. But I put the link in there a couple times. Some good acting, pat myself on the back. I love that, what I did there. It's a memory I'll never forget because it was part of the Art Bell show. But anyways, if you don't know it, just disregard it. If you do know Art Bell, that's my story for that. Queen, thank you. But yeah. Do you know Art Bell, Monster Fan?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Okay.
His passing was a great loss to paranormal radio, and
yeah,
it's a real shame.
Nothing like him since. Nothing like him before or since. I mean,
yeah, no.
As far as I know. Thank you.
I like George Knapp, but the rest of them, not so much.
Yeah, George Knapp was good. There was another one early on. I forget his name, but doesn't matter. But yeah, George Knapp was pretty good. Everybody else, not so good. Thanks for the link, Amy. There it is if you want to listen to me call into Art Bell and pretend I was a vampire. That was fun. The call was really funny. I enjoyed it. You could read Okay, I'm going to read the comments under... well, a lot of them say, I think it's the same as the Area 51 caller, but no, it's not. It's me. Yeah. So, oh well. So the big party. Dave Plouffe is not going to make it tonight, it doesn't look like. So, oh well. Let me see what else is in the chat here. How's the dogs doing, Amy? Good?
They're okay.
If I bark, will they start barking?
Yep, there it goes. You said something.
Oh, sorry. It's okay, doggy. It's okay. William, you know what? I'll put the link one last time in the chat to see if anybody wants to join. So there's the link if you want to join before the little party ends here. And then on to tonight's stream, which I put it for 11 o'clock tonight, but depending on how long we go, I'll keep it at 11. It'll be a little bit later tonight, you guys, but 1 hour later. Shouldn't make a big deal. Lynn says Dragnet anytime in the future. Sure. We'll get to everything. That's the other hard part, is trying to pick things to listen to. I'm trying to please the horror community because we are the Late Late Horror Show. But it's slowly turning into something a little bit different. But I can't change the name. So, you know, you always get horror movie reviews from me and Ted on Tuesday nights. I'll stream as many horror shows as I can, but we got to have comedy Mondays. We got to have Western Wednesdays, or even that can change from time to time, and the detective shows too. You know, so. What are you looking forward to the most, or you really don't care, Monster Fan? Just whatever.
No, I like most genres.
Okay.
Yes. I'm not a big fan of Dragnet. I don't really like police procedural type shows.
Okay.
Radio or TV. They just never interested me. So I am not, that CSI show, those CSI shows or whatever. They're no interest in them at all.
Okay. Thank you, RTN Productions, for the $2 super chat. Appreciate it. And Ed Stewart is back. Let's have him come back in real quick again before the party ends.
No.
Hi, guys. I just wanted to come back in real quick. And, I always told you about the Barnabas Collins fireplace. You can see it back behind me now. Boy, that would look good right in your fireplace.
Oh, nice, Ed. Oh, that's fantastic.
I hope you can see it. I hope you can see it good enough. Maybe if I
clear.
back up a tad.
It's
okay.
Clear, man. Yeah, we can see it. That's perfect.
That's number 78. That's number 78, actually, right there out of the portrait series.
Awesome, man.
As they did. I've had that a long time, so I just thought I would share that with everybody real quick. And love Dark Shadows.
That's a real nice collectible. Yes, that's really nice.
I've had a long time. I'm glad it survived all these years. Okay, I thought I'd share. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Ed.
Okay.
Yeah, take care. Pop Culture Adventure, thank you. Congratulations on 20K. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Appreciate it. Law and Order, what's going on here? What kind of talk's going on? The book's great, Ed. What's going on, Amy? What's Law and Order?
I have no idea.
Okay. Wow, that does look cool, Ed. How about Command Performance? What?
Who was it? RTN said something about. Oh no, it was that my wife is hooked on CSI and NCIS shows.
Oh.
That Darth said, and I said Law and Order.
Gotcha. That's your go-to show. Okay. Darth.
What about hospital? Do you have any hospital old radio shows like Mystery Hospital?
There is a hospital one. I'm going to have to go back and look, but there was one. I have made it through the entire list of everything I've got, like looking at, because it took so long just to look at which shows I have. But there is a couple doctor type shows that are.
Dr. Kildare is the only one I know.
Yeah, and there's other ones. There are a few other ones, maybe 5.
I just watched that today.
Dr. Kildare? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a night
Yeah,
where,
I just watched that today. That's funny.
Yeah, it's Synchronicity. Is that what it's called? I think you're the teacher, Amy. Synchronicity.
Yes.
No. Okay.
Sure, yes.
I really like Lionel Barrymore is one of my favorite actors, so I really like that radio show.
Okay, yeah. Is there a Dr. Kildare radio show? Yeah. RTN Productions, yes. And a couple other ones. If you're interested in it, yeah. Maybe I'll have to bring that out. I was looking for a female detective, and there is one, Candy Matson, I think.
Yes, Candy Matson, yep.
Candy Matson.
San Francisco, yep.
Yeah, so I'll pull that out soon, Amy, and you can have a girl getting on the guys, talking back to them for a change. So, Lynn Ludy, what's going on? Thank you for showing up in the chat. Were you here earlier? I might have missed you. I don't know. There's a lot of people jumping in.
She was on last night.
Yeah, she was. Yeah. But I think. Marco Testa. How about?
Oh yeah, Jerry Lewis and Don Knotts comedy. Did you see Marco Testa?
Yeah. Well, Jerry Lewis.
I used to watch those old movies of his all the time as a kid.
Jerry Lewis?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, same here. Love
Dean Martin and Lewis. I loved that.
Oh, I love them too. Yes, and Don Knotts. Ghost of Mr.
Ghost of
Chicken.
Mr. Chicken.
Yeah, I love that movie. Yeah.
And the incredible Mr. Limbit. He actually did on an episode of Andy Griffith in their 4th season, like one of the earlier episodes was the same sort of a thing where Opie and a friend hit a ball into a house that was like the old haunted house, and Don Knotts' character had to go in and get the ball out, and so it was the same thing with the eyes moving behind the picture. It was just a weird Andy Griffith episode, and then soon after that he did, I believe, the movie.
Okay.
So they were kind of connected.
I kind of remember that because I'm a big Andy Griffith fan too, because of Don Knotts. Not that I don't like. Oh God, what's his name? Andy Griffith. Duh. I'm like, what's his name? What's his real name? His real name's Andy Griffith. But yeah, Don Knotts is great, man. Love the old movies too. What's going on, Monster Fan? Is that your speakers on or something, or getting feedback a little bit? But
I love the Apple Company.
Oh,
okay, you're good. It wasn't too distracting. You're fine. Apple Dumpling Gang, yeah. Cinderfella. You know, anything Jerry Lewis did was great. Attaboy, Luther. Yes. Is that why you're laughing, Amy?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Always in the background. Attaboy, Luther. Attaboy, Luther.
You know, speaking of TV shows, one that I just started watching some episodes that are on YouTube, again, that is surprisingly high quality, and you'll laugh at this, but Fantasy Island with Ricardo Montalban and
I'm not going to laugh.
Hervé Villechaize. I was surprised how good the acting was on the ones I watched.
Or not even just that, but just for nostalgic reasons. Like I was on a kick maybe a month ago where I was watching all of the Love Boats. So, I mean, you know, the acting wasn't that great in there, you know, in the Love Boat, but for nostalgic reasons, because I remember watching it as a kid, they were great. Fantastic. You see a young Scott Baio and Joni from Happy Days was in there even. Or no, it was Christy McNichol? I think that's who it was. Yeah, Christy McNichol.
Okay.
Yeah. She was, her and Scott Baio had this kind of teenage thing going on, love affair, and it was kind of funny. But anyways, yeah, we're talking all kinds of nostalgia here. That's what the channel says. Movies, music, and nostalgia. So there you go. Also original Wonder Woman. Yeah, Wonder Woman, the Bionic Woman, and the $6 Million Man. There you go.
That was my favorite.
$6 Million Man? Okay. Yeah, no.
The Bionic Woman. I love that whole Bionic. That season 3 with the Bionic dog. I mean, it figures because I have all these
That's
animals.
right.
But yeah, that was one of my favorite shows.
I forgot about
Maximilian,
that.
the Bionic dog.
Yeah, it was a German Shepherd, right? Or no?
Yeah, no, it was. He was a German Shepherd. Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought.
They were in a couple episodes together.
Okay.
I think he like lived with her for a while. Remember, there was the whole. Maybe it was the same episode, but I remember the whole fire and the dog had to go in and he hurt her arm or something.
Yes, I remember that.
And she had to reach in and like pull the wires or something that were messed up that was causing him to act funny. I can't believe I remember this.
No, you're saying it, and I wouldn't have remembered if you didn't say it. But yeah, no, that brought back memories right away. I remember that. Oh my God, how funny!
Yeah, so yeah, that's. See, I'll just keep going with that.
Well, and the Incredible Hulk with Bill Bixby.
Oh yeah, that
fantastic.
Was great.
And I think he passed away. I think from cancer. I hope I'm not wrong about that, but
no, I believe so.
I believe that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Gilligan's Island, says Marco Testa. Yeah, I mean, you know what? They're all fun for what they were back in the day. And if you grew up in that era, you know, you can't not enjoy some of those shows, you know. So, I mean, Three's Company, fantastic. I can't get enough of that. But heck, I'm a big fan of like Honeymooners. I'm a big fan of All in the Family.
Oh, I love. Or see, I was a big. That's another thing I've been watching on. It pops up on my stream. Maud.
Now there's a loudmouth woman. You probably liked her.
There you go, Monster
She was
fan.
definitely a strong woman, Maud.
She was.
No, but I was going to say, do you remember the $6 Million Man Bionic Woman Bigfoot episode?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. That was like huge.
Yes, I mean, how can you forget?
And I didn't like the '80s things that they did. Those later movies, I still like the original the best. I actually I bought some of the DVDs, even just because they were such. My husband has the original doll still, and the toy that you put him in or whatever that builds the parts. I don't know.
Okay.
Original $6 Million Man toy.
That is awesome. Yeah, no.
He's the one that has. I just found it actually. I think it's the original Death Star, and it had the green monster, and the original foam pieces were still in the little trash compactor thing.
Really?
Yeah, like the little, they aren't even like messed up at all. I couldn't believe it.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, I just came across it because I've got a grandson, so I was like trying to pull out things that eventually he'll be able to use, and found that.
Well, I mean, hold on to that or
I know that's what my daughter said.
Yeah. I mean, either hold on to it, pass it down, or I wouldn't even say sell it. You can't sell toys. It's impossible. Dave Plouffe, there you go. I did send a link to you. But nice seeing you in chat. If you wanted to, the link is on Facebook if you wanted to join for a few. I'm not going to go too much longer. But yeah, this has been fantastic to see everybody's support and all that. And I'm seeing a lot of people and a lot of names that I haven't seen before. So, I mean, join us when I go live every night too. It's a nice family we got going there. Can't say enough about it. I mean, Amy, Monster fan. You guys all know who you are. What did people say here? I saw something a second ago. Dave. Well, get in here, Dave. Love F Troop, Amy. How funny. I was just thinking of that show today. Columbo. Yeah, Columbo. Boy, that was a show I didn't get into, though.
What was the name of the show with the guy that...
Oh, there's Dave. Let him in.
Dennis
Go ahead, Amy.
On the horse?
McLeod.
Well, get in here,
Dave. Of the show?
I'm here.
McLeod?
McLeod.
That's
hello,
right.
Dave Plouffe. How are you doing? Just make sure your volume's down on your speaker. Okay. How you doing, Dave?
I'm doing well. Can you hear me okay?
I can. I'm hearing the feedback, though.
McLeod.
So just make sure all the sound for YouTube is off. And then, because there was feedback coming. But, let me see what's in the chat here while he takes care of that.
How's that now?
That's better.
Perfect.
Okay, perfect. There you go. Yeah, no, thank you for showing up, Dave. We've been going at this for about an hour. Had Miss Martian stop by, Vicky Alcorn stopped in. But yeah, thanks. This is the first time I've been on with you here, so it's kind of cool.
It's pretty awesome. It's great to see the studio in this point of view.
Yeah, it's a little bit different because I got two cameras going. I've got the camera for what you see on YouTube, and then the camera that you guys are seeing, and that also is kind of on the StreamYard here that we're doing. So it's my first time trying this out. So it's working okay. I put it together last minute. I was having trouble for like an hour, Dave. You wouldn't believe it. It was driving me nuts. I'm like, I'm just doing it this way, and it looks fine. So, but yeah, I think we know all of your favorite old time radio shows. Jack Benny's number one for you, right, Dave?
Yeah, absolutely. That got me into old time radio. So Johnny Dollar, Burns and Allen, a little bit of Fibber, McGee, and Molly is cool as well. But I like a lot of the detective stuff.
Same here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Sherlock Holmes, Basil Rathbone, and Nigel Bruce, I mean, 100% got me into old time radio shows. So, because that was the first one I heard. I think I threw the story out there a long time ago, but I'll say it again real quick. Just when I was a teenager, I was listening to an AM station, and it was a cold Christmas Eve. It was really cold outside, and for some reason, I don't know why the heat wasn't working or something. I was underneath the covers. I had a little transistor radio going, and I put it right up to my ear, and a Sherlock Holmes episode came on. And I was hooked ever since. And then I went to the movies. And how can you not love those two guys as Sherlock Holmes and Watson, you know?
I was about I want to say 11 years old, and the Hammer version of Hound of the Baskervilles was shown on TV, and I had never heard of Sherlock Holmes before that, and just fell in love with it right away, and rushed to our public library the next day, seriously, and got the Hound of the Baskervilles book out of the library, and I've been a Holmes fan ever since.
How can you not be? Sonia R in the YouTube chat, how you doing? You showed up last night for the first time, or were you there? Has she been in the chat before? I can't remember. But anyways, welcome and thank you for the support there. But yeah, and thank you, Dave, for the code check. Amy really loved that review that we did. She can't get enough cold check.
Well, it's one of those shows
joking,
that,
Amy.
I'm new to it. Out of years of people pushing, like, you got to watch Kolchak. And I'm like, no, I don't. And, it was a rainy day and I was stuck cleaning and I'm like, I'll just throw Kolchak on, and absolutely loved it because it just brings you back to the 70s. It brings you back to, and I just live, 3-4 hours from Las Vegas. So, it just kind of brought me back in time and, it's just awesome. And, who doesn't like the lead star of that? So,
oh yeah, no, it was a good movie. Again, like I said, it's not Dark Shadows, but you were talking about it for a long time, and we finally got to it. And Ted likes it a little bit more than I do, but yeah, no, he says he likes Night Strangler better than what we just did. So
yeah, it's got a little bit It's got a little bit different star power. Wally Cox is in there, and he plays a pretty good character. The guy on $6 Million Man, not Lee Majors, but the other guy, he's on there as well. He's the villain.
Okay.
But it was actually
Oscar Goldman.
Yes, Oscar Goldman. Yeah, he's the villain, and it was filmed near us in LA downtown at the Bradbury Building. So when you see the very end of The Night Strangler with all the wrought iron and stuff like that, and he ends up falling to his death, that's filmed at the Bradbury Building, which is also where you get Blade Runner and stuff.
Very cool. Okay, see, I didn't know that either. Yeah, very cool. Sonia R has been in the chat before. I know I remember that sometimes so many people, but the ones that chat so much, I definitely remember. But my mind's not perfect. I don't know. Yeah, and everybody's saying, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get to as many of these as I can. I should have my cheaters on, but I don't. Right, Dave? Yep. Yeah, got to live with those cheaters, man. But I think I can see good enough. Well, there you go again. You're pushing it. Night Strangler, only one I haven't seen, says Ed Stewart. Okay. Well, Ted likes it better, Ed. So I don't know. Maybe give it a watch. There was something up here.
And what's really good too is the Norliss tapes. It was produced about a year after Kolchak originally was, and I think Kolchak was like ABC, and so the Norliss tapes is NBC's
version of Kolchak.
Yeah, and it's fantastic because it's got Angie Dickinson in it.
Oh,
and it's a fantastic, same type of thing. This and the Sheriff Lobo, Claude Akins.
Okay, Claude Akins. Yeah,
He plays the sheriff. He plays the penultimate sheriff in all these.
Right.
And same type of thing. You have a vampire who's drinking blood, and this is a little bit more supernatural because it deals with Egypt and scarabs and things like that.
Well, okay, cool. Yeah, no, Dave, there's so many things to watch. I mean, to get to, I was in that cheesy 80s kick there for a while. Then we get into hammer kicks, and we do that. And, it's just tough to get to some of these things sometimes, but they're all on the list to eventually watch. I'm trying to look at that name. Wang Hot Ango, Basil Rathbone. I can't, whatever, close. Basil Rathbone was every horror movie from the 1940s. Not every one, but I hear what you're saying. I get the point. Queen, do you think you will eventually separate the horror channel with Ted from the radio show, which is not all horror? I don't think I'll ever. At this point, I said, you know what? Everybody knows the Late Late Horror Show. I don't think I'm going to change the name. I know it kind of conflicts with the old time radio stuff, especially when I do Comedy Mondays. Like you got Abbott Costello by the Late Late Horror Show when I do the thumbnails. But hey, it's a name. You know what I mean? So that's why I put Comedy Mondays, Western Wednesdays. So I'm not going to change the name. Me and Ted will still always do Tuesday nights. We go around 9, so it just pushes the radio stream back an hour to 11, which I don't think is a big deal. Like tonight, it's going to be 11 instead of 10, but you'll still get 12 hours all night long. But what do you guys think? I mean, I can't change the name of the Late Late Horror Show.
I'd just keep it as is.
Yeah, I mean, it's been too long that I've had the name. You'll lose people. You'll have people going, well, what's this? How YouTube works. People will see that. Although the thumbnails are very unique. I don't know what you guys think of the thumbnails. I do.
Yeah, but didn't you also do a spinoff for like Soup to Nuts or something like that for Laurel and Hardy show, something like that a while ago? And I'd rather have it all on one channel myself.
Yeah, I mean, we have attempted to try that. Like Dave said, we did. It was called May Contain Nuts.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, and it was our YouTube channel that we were going to do, like Laurel and Hardy, Marx Brothers, stuff like that. But to start nowadays, brand new to YouTube, is just so hard to do. Even if I were to tell everybody on this channel, go on over to May Contain Nuts if you like comedy, they won't follow. It's just a weird thing that how YouTube's set up. So, and did want to say if anything ever does come off of YouTube that you just can't find again, and you're like, oh man, I really missed that, but it was taken out from YouTube. There's a site. It's in the link down below. It's called BitChute, BitChute. I would advise you to go over there and hit the subscribe button for me too, just in case something's missing there. It'll always be there, because that's kind of more of a, oh God, how can I put it? It's a very cool site, but it's never going to be taken down because it's more of like a torrented kind of thing. It's just very cool. So lots of cool, good links in the down below for everybody. So just thought I'd mention that. I don't know. But anyways, back to the chat. Let me see if anything else before we end. The Death Twitch. Go back to the Little Monsters movie podcast. Eric from the Death Twitch. How are you doing? One of my friends from the very beginning. He's got a great channel. He doesn't do much on there anymore, but he does horror movie reviews. Go check him out if you like horror movie reviews. The Death Twitch. Great friend. But I did the first couple years we had it, the Little Monsters movie podcast. I thought, that's too long of a name. And then I changed it to the Late Late Horror Show. And that's kind of long too. But anyways, whatever. Guys doing all right?
Growing up for, people our age, we would catch the late night, the Late Late Show, after Carson or after, Letterman or something like that. I mean, this is what we stayed up for. So I think the name works out really well for your station.
Well, see, that's exactly what I was thinking, because when we did change it to the Late Late Horror Show, that's what I was thinking of, the Late 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 Show or whatever. Honeymooners had the Late 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 show. It went on later and later and later. But I figure it's kind of evolving into a kind of a radio channel, kind of. So why not just keep it the Late Late Horror Show, where you can throw in different types of things anyways, like the detective shows, even comedy here or there. So yeah, I see no problem with that whatsoever. The Chronicles of Chadwick, and thank you, my friend. Dino, I had an idea I wanted to run past you. This is as good a place as any. Would you be possible to mail a DVD full of audio track files you've played so far as a reward for supporters? Totally a good idea. I tell you what, I mean, yeah, let me think about that. And maybe I'll figure something out where your favorite stream for 12 hours I can get mailed to you. But it's a good idea. Yeah, let me think about that. That's good. Little Monsters would make me think of Fred Savage and not bother the Late Late Horror Show. It sounds something I'd check. Classic and simple. Yeah, no, the Late Late Horror Show fit a lot better, definitely. Yes, the name works well, says the Death Twitch. Thank you. Darth Kojira, Miss Martian, have you seen the Mike Kaluta Shadow from DC? Okay, so they're talking Shadow again. Yeah. Jeremy M, big fan, guys. Thanks. Haven't seen you in
Have
the
you
chat
ever
before.
considered making your icon for the Late Late Horror Show the eye?
Oh, geez. See, I've messed around with thinking about
Sorry,
a
that
lot
was just like a weird thought that I just had because it's so associated.
Yeah, I mean, again, changing up logos and stuff like that is something I always considered and do consider. I think I'm at the point where I'm good with what I've got. Like, people know it, and I think if I changed the eye and it was just the eye, it would freak some people out, maybe. But
yeah, that's true. It probably would.
Yeah, but good idea. But definitely, it'll always be in the stream. Not always. I think when I do some of the, like when I changed it up the other day, I think that was a nice serene fireplace going with, it was very comfy.
For the detective.
Yeah, yep. I thought that was really a nice setting. So I think I'll do that for sure. Keep that. But the horror ones, I think I got to keep the eye there and mix it up a little bit. So RTN Productions, the eye. Dino and Dave Plouffe.
Because it's the first thing I think that's what I looked for every time before I started talking.
The eye.
I always look. I don't know. You just look for the eye. It's like it's the true north. It's like the compass.
Oh, you were looking. You spotted everything. I mean, when you spotted in the painting, it was you, right, Amy?
Oh, the hand reach over the shoulder. I know. I love that on Vincent Price and that.
Yes.
That image.
I would have never caught that. Yeah, if you look at the Vincent Price picture above the fireplace, there's a hand coming on his shoulder on the one side, and on the other side you can see a face. So yeah, and she pointed it out, and I'm like going, how the heck did you see that? So that was very cool. What did Miss Martian say here? Or yeah, she said
it was from when laying on my side looking at my iPad and listening to the show. I actually screenshotted the column. And in the column, if you zoom in, at the very top of it is a bird, and underneath the bird is a face. That when you really zoom in and you increase the footage or the quality of it, it's actually just reflections coming in from the light coming in through the window. But yeah, they have all these like weird things that are in those columns too, like subliminal, pictures or whatever.
Subliminal pictures, yeah, and I'm sure it changes when the light sparks through that. That's okay, interesting. Look at you diving deep into like see, I love that, and that's what makes the chat too. Is when we talk about all that stuff during the stream.
Very impressive.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Let me get, what was she
It's like
saying?
noticing the noose was slightly swaying, or the
Right.
clown that kind of moved.
Yes, yes. Miss Martian, my dad has a huge print of the shadow in a burning building. Oh, where was that? Dave, she asked us something, but I'm trying to find it now. Where the heck is it? Oh, Dino De Plufay, you need to watch Brimstone if you like Kolchak. Have you seen Brimstone, Dave?
Haven't heard of it.
Okay, well, we'll check that out, Miss Martian.
Yeah.
Huh. Let's see. Anything else here? The title.
I
of
will
the
say,
show.
Miss Martian is probably the most interesting person that I have met in a long time. Like everybody else,
Yes.
just very interesting, very, very.
I agree, Miss
Knowledgeable
Martian.
about so many things.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Yes, yes.
Right?
100%.
Totally didn't expect.
No.
But
Yeah.
the most interesting person I've ever seen, ever met, ever talked to. Incredible.
I agree. And I'm glad
Not that you guys aren't incredible. You're all incredible.
Right. No.
You know what I mean?
Yes. I'm
no,
glad
but like just such a vast knowledge of so many things. It's incredible. And the most huge insomniac. She always on, chatting all through the night. Not that just because I review the chat sometimes. And
same here.
Yeah,
No. Travis Roig, hello. He says, hey, everyone. I found his channel, too, and he's got some interesting stuff on there. He's got a song in there he does that's fantastic. But anyways, Bernie Gumbano. Hey, Bernie. Nice to see you here, Lone Wolf. What's going on? But, yeah, Amy, I also go wake up sometimes, and you catch the end of what the chat was the night before, and people waking up. So, no, the chat's always cool to go back
to. Ed, he always is checking in.
Right. Ed, fantastic, always checking in. That's the cool thing, too. I mean, the way it goes is we start, and usually it kicks off and goes big time for the first 2 hours. And then people got to relax and lay back and rest up and listen like what it's meant for. So I get it. But there are a few people who do stick around and chat back and forth throughout the night. And Miss Martian's sometimes there all night long. So very cool.
Every time I see her name, I always think of my favorite Martian.
Right. That kind of sticks into my head too. With who? What's the guy's name, Dave? The lead?
I don't remember his name.
See, I can't remember now. Yeah.
I just remember him from Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yes, the teacher, the professor.
Yep.
Oh, I wish I knew his name, but that's all right. I'll figure it out after. You know what? Before... I hate pushing Patreon and all that stuff. I really do. It's the one thing I hate doing with all this stuff, but I do mention it just because, believe it or not, it's a place where you can message people more. You can get word out on certain things more. And Amy brought up, which I've always thought about, like doing movie nights and stuff like that, where we all get together like this on like StreamYard. And you can share the screen, you can watch movies and just hang out together. That's something I've been wanting to do for the longest time. And Patreon, I put it the lowest thing, $1. The lowest tier, you can join the channel and we can all start doing stuff like that. If more and more people, join the Patreon. The link is in the description. But I'm also uploading every single old time radio show that I own that's in my collection to the Patreon, and I pinned it to the very top. I think you might have noticed, Amy, I'm sure, but it's pinned to the top of the Patreon page. So slowly I'm getting all 200 something thousand episodes and shows up there so that people can go in there and check out every folder, every show. So it's kind of a cool thing. Again, it supports the channel, but I'm not really concerned about that. I just would love to have the people who want to be kind of a group like that and join and do special occasions like that, special streams that only you guys can see and hang out and stuff, that's a place for that. So just got that out there again. And along with all the other links in the description and stuff like that. So just throwing that out there. Infinity Stone, thank you. $4.99 super chat. How's it going? That's a cool sticker. I like that. I do appreciate it. Every single one of those helps me be able to do this more and more, believe it or not. I tinkered with the idea of 24/7, but I think what I'm doing now works a little bit better, having the 12 hours overnight. If I were to go 24/7, that would totally change up the dynamic of everybody meeting when we kick off the stream at a certain time. So I think I'll stick to the way everything is right now. Agreed, Monster Fan Dave?
I totally agree.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't mess with success.
Okay, there you go. Yeah.
And it's Ray Walston.
Ray Walston.
Ray Walton, I think is his name. Ray Walton is my favorite Martian person. I was thinking.
Is that his name? Okay.
Yeah.
Shoot. Why didn't that stick in my head? Oh well. What are you smiling, Amy? I love the smile. Means you're happy. Yeah. Okay. So we've been doing an hour and a half. I think got the point across. Thank you guys so much for the 20K. And yeah, here's to 20 more. Who knows when I'll have the next one? I don't know when the next one would be. 25, maybe 30. Who knows? But I'll wait a little while. The channel's growing fast, and it's thanks to all of you guys for enjoying the content. And you may eventually, there may be times where something else goes up on the channel that you just may not be interested in, like you know, a newer horror movie or something like that. I mean, I know there's certain people that are just for the old time radio shows, and some like the movie reviews, some like both. But yeah, it's growing. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Thank you, Dave, for being around for so many years like you have, man.
Yeah, I was looking up the other day. I think we're close to 7 now.
Oh my Lord! No.
Yeah, it was 2013. I started watching your videos.
Wow.
Yeah,
well, you were even part of the Paranormal to the Night group, right? Weren't you one of the first
I
ones
did
there?
Paranormal into the Night, which was great because, like, I don't think anyone realizes what a great interviewer you are when you have people like, you know, Heather from, you know, Stones and Bones, and
Heather Peterson, I think. Yeah.
Heather Arnold.
Heather Arnold. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and with Simon and people like that, you know, it's just fantastic, and it's just, you know, those were great shows. I was with you with Art Bell as well, and I love some of your. I think you did one really early one with the Mystery Castle that's near you, or something like that.
Oh God, I can't even remember.
There's some old mansion you were.
Oh jeez. Yeah. Oh man, why can't I think of it? Yeah, it's the Franklin Haunted Castle. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we're real close to that down here. So, being in Cleveland, Ohio. So yeah. But yeah, you've been there since the beginning, man, and have always stuck around. And you know, I don't think a month's gone by without you at least, you know, saying something or commenting or being around. So you've always been around.
Yeah, I think I'm number 23 on your group.
Wow. Okay. Yikes. You see? Yeah. One of the OGs, man, which is cool. So, and hopefully a lot of these people, like, you know, Monster Fan, Amy, Miss Martian, Ed, Infinity Stone. Yeah, I mean, there's way too many names for me to mark off here, you guys. Queen. Please send congrats to Ted on the 20K as well, Dino. Both of you guys are the reason I started watching. Cool. Thank you. Yeah, me and Ted have a camaraderie, being best friends like we are, and you know, that we bounce things back and forth off of each other and it's just so seamless, and it's a different style to, I think, any of like the horror movie reviewers and stuff that do stuff on YouTube. Ted can get out of hand sometimes, so can I. We don't mean to say the things we say sometimes, but we go with it and we have fun. And so if you like that thing, it's good. Thank you, Queen. I appreciate it. The Death Twitch, indeed, congratulations to both you and Ted. Kicking ass a long time. It's been a long time, Eric. It really has. And I'm just happy with the success. And not even so much that. What really hits me most is that I've created this kind of family of people here that I really, like Amy said, that I really just feel we are getting closer and closer, and I look forward to seeing you guys every night in the stream. So, that's pretty much it, man. I can't say no more. I will leave it. I'll let each one of you guys that are on the stream here real quick, Amy, Monster Fan, Dave, say something, and then we'll end the show, okay? Amy, you got anything to say before I get off of here?
Are you starting the show at 10 or 11?
I think I can start. Should I move it to 10? I got it set at 11 right now. Should I move
I
it
thought
to
it was
10?
set at 10. Okay, I just wanted to make sure, because I would say that I would probably talk to you at 11.
I'm going to keep it at 11
No,
because
you
I'm going to go
don't
eat.
use that.
Yeah. So is that your last
Gonna go
word?
get a hot chocolate.
Yeah, I got to get my
The
hot
last word
cocoa.
is, I don't know. I just love your show, and I love everybody that's on it. You guys are my family, and I look forward to talking with you every night. And
Thank
I
you,
appreciate
Amy.
you putting up with me when I go on my weird tangents of things like the list of movies from the 70s that I went through a couple weeks ago.
If
You
you
guys
think,
all get me through all this weird stuff, mostly because you understand the weird stuff I'm talking about.
yes, and if any of you think that you going on like tangents like that, even like Miss Martian when she was going on and on with her chat, that doesn't bother me whatsoever. I love that. I enjoy that, and I'm pretty sure that everybody else enjoys that too. So do not stop. Love the conversation going back and forth and stuff. Thank you, Amy. Thank you so much, Monster Fan.
Yeah, I just wanted to say congratulations again for all of your hard work. It's really paying off, and a lot of people really finding a great solace, I guess you would say, during this difficult time because of your hard work every night without fail. It's pretty impressive, and so thank you.
Thank you, bud. Yeah, since Halloween, man, nonstop. But thank you, Monster Fan. Appreciate it. Appreciate all the support.
See you soon.
Okay, see you later on tonight, I'm sure. Okay, Dave.
Last one up. So, I've known you for so long. It feels like I actually know you without knowing you.
Right.
And I appreciate all the years and all the shows. And it's gotten me, and I'm sure a lot of people, through some really tough times. So thank you for everything you do, and for Ted and now Kelsey joining up.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking forward to another bunch of years listening to you. So
yeah,
and I can't wait for the next trivia night. We need to do that soon.
Yeah, no, I do got to get to that. And I will get the Psycho, because you put it together. We will get to it. Psycho trivia night coming soon. Yeah, I mean, those will have to be earlier in the day, probably like this, like an 8, I would think, or somewhere, because I pushed that to 11 on nights I stream. So, but definitely, yeah. No, thanks for the kind words, Dave. I appreciate it. And yeah, I mean, thanks for your friendship over the years. Means a lot.
Yeah. All right, take care, Dino. It's good to meet you.
Yeah, you too. Take care, Dave. Talk soon. Okay, with that said, you guys see probably 2 of me on the screen. It probably looks really weird, but that's the way I set it up. Let me see. I can probably really quickly. Can I close that out? I think I can. Window capture is gone. And this is right above it. There we go. I got it gone. Okay. So, with that said, man, thanks everybody who you guys that popped on with me and everybody who's here showing support. Again, I can't thank everybody enough. This was thrown together last minute too. I should have thought this out, but it worked out good. It worked out good with getting people on. Next one, if you're still here, feel free to jump on and join, man. Don't be shy. I've got anxiety issues, but I get on here and I do it and relax once I start talking to you guys. So, Infinity Stone, Michael, Miss Martian, RTN Queen. Yeah, again, I can't go through them all, but thank you guys so very much. I'm going to go get something to eat. Me and Ted are live this Tuesday night, roughly 9 p.m. Eastern time. We are going to be talking about Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. It's going to be a fun show, made for TV movie. We're on that kick. I'm the one that's blessed, Miss Martian. So many great people. Ed, thank you. I got to stop talking. So I will see everybody later tonight. Thank you, James Delisle. Thank you very much. And anybody who I missed. William Curie, good night. D. Demchek, thank you. You're always there too, man. Watch it back, or I will see everybody at 11 p.m. tonight for the stream. It will be CBS Radio Mystery Theater, so a favorite of a lot of people. But with that said, let me say good night and goodbye, and I'll do this again maybe in 5.